If there was only one thing a dude could do to guarantee success when it came to confidence, communication, dating, business, content, diet, fitness, mindset, any form of growth, if you're trying to level up as a dude, there's one thing you could do to pretty much guarantee your success in these different pillars of your life, and it's really documenting yourself, documenting your life. And it's not what you think, okay? I'm not talking about you need to be a vlogger, you need to be a YouTuber. There's actually a variety of different ways you can utilize this concept to really get a lot of benefit in your own life. And I want to talk about all the different ways I've done over the last 10 years. So by the end of this video, you actually have some practical things you should be doing on a daily basis, whether you want to be on camera or not, to start really building something in your life as a man. Okay, I didn't really understand this concept. It was something I kind of like accidentally fell into because I did want to be a YouTuber. But as I've grown over the last 5 years, I've expanded this concept into so many different areas of my life. So I feel like it's necessary to share with you dudes. So the very first reason I think documenting your life is very powerful is because it's gonna force you to unbiasedly look at yourself. Okay, whether that's on camera, whether that's writing down some type of daily reflection in a journal, whether that's actually posting content, whether that's building a business or a brand, or taking photos even, like any form of recording yourself on video or in photos, or writing down, documenting, or journaling, anything that's going on in your life. All of those I'm gonna classify as documentation, which essentially it is, right? All of these things are just evidence of you existing a certain way. The more frequently you can do that, automatically it creates this moment where you have to then look back on yourself and reflect. And if I think about my 20s and my teenage years, unfortunately for me, the technology just wasn't that good back then. I didn't even have a cell phone, but I was also very shy and unconfident and avoiding these types of things. I wasn't confident in my look, so I would always avoid pictures. I wasn't confident with my smile, so I would never take pictures. If you're not confident with your look or your smile, you're not gonna wanna be in photos, period. When you like the way you look, pull out the camera, baby. Let's take some photos. Like, why not? You know, I'm happy with the way I look. Like, I want to get more photos done. That's just for photos, but let's talk about more for like video too, right? If you're not confident with your communication, if you have nothing to show in your life, if nothing's going on and you're closed off to the world, you're not gonna want to pull out the camera. The people I know that are the most embarrassed with their physique and their communication, ironically, are the dudes that don't want to be on camera. And it makes sense, but also understand that if you could just start to get more comfortable talking on camera, if you could start to get more comfortable writing down a daily reflection, this will automatically bring more attention to your weak points, your strengths and your weaknesses. We as dudes have a tendency of avoiding the reality. Like when I was just smoking weed all the time and I was fat, I would always walk around with hoodies on. I wouldn't want to be in photos. I wouldn't want to put out any content. I wouldn't want to go out and interact with women, obviously, because I'm not feeling confident with myself. So I just avoided all of those situations altogether. But the problem with that is by avoiding the situation, by avoiding seeing yourself on camera, by avoiding seeing photos of you, by avoiding tracking your progress, writing down in a reflection what your morning weight is every morning, what your calories were from yesterday, that's a form of documentation, right? That's tracking. If you're avoiding all of these things, it's very easy to just sweep this shit under the rug. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly why people fall off in general. There's no accountability. There's no reflection. And they avoid the reality of the situation. Guys, stop avoiding this shit. Okay, and I'm not saying you need to post it publicly. Although I promise you, if you did start posting yourself publicly consistently, you would feel more pressure to make the right decisions because now people are watching you. And that's okay. We're not doing this for validation. But even on a lower level, let's just say you don't want to post this stuff right now, dude. You should still start documenting this thing. You should actually, if I were to be fully honest, I think you should pull out the camera every morning and talk on camera. You need to see yourself on this camera and see the way that you look every morning, see the way that you communicate every morning, listen to your voice, hear your speech, look at your hand movements, look at your facial expressions. You need to stop avoiding that shit, bro. When are you gonna do that? When are you gonna do that? You're gonna wait until your dream girl's in front of you? You're gonna wait until it's time to pull out a really expensive camera to film the commercial for your business? Or maybe you just avoid it altogether, right? And then you're really not gonna wanna do it. So the more frequently you can practice this thing, the more comfortable you'll get on camera, the more conscious you'll be about the way you communicate, and the more inspired and motivated you'll be to actually want to improve these things. When we don't acknowledge any of it, and there's no tracking and there's no reflection and there is zero accountability, it all just gets swept under the rug. That's why dudes fall off on their diet. That's why dudes fall off on giving up vices. That's why dudes fall off with the social skills and the cold approach. That's why dudes fall off with their business, to branding, their content. There's nobody tracking it. They have no one to report to. They won't even report to themselves in the morning. They don't even pull out a journal and reflect on what happened yesterday. They have zero structure, zero accountability, zero people watching, including themselves. And when no one's watching, it just goes to shit. So bare minimum, first thing I think everybody should be doing is you pull out a journal in the morning and you reflect on the previous day. All right? What happened yesterday? What were the actions that I did? What were the regrets that I had? What were the actions I did that weren't aligned with the best version of myself? Those are regrets, bro. What are the wins? What are the regrets? What can I do differently today to actually make progress in these things? If I had a regret, how could I avoid having that same regret happen today? If I had some win, how could I do that again today, or maybe even do it more efficiently today? What are the 3 biggest goals that I want to accomplish today? You need to do that every day. You need to track your weight. You need to acknowledge what calories you consumed yesterday. You need to acknowledge how much content you put out, how much action you took towards your business, how much action you took towards your confidence or your social skills. Like, there needs to be daily tracking. And then once per week, we look back on the previous week. So on Mondays, I will look back from the previous Monday. I will pay attention to all of these different elements that happened in my life from the previous week. What happened that was good? What were the setbacks? What were the goals? What would be my new trajectory for 7 days from now? So if I could look back in 7 days, if I hit these numbers, I would feel accomplished. If you're not tracking that shit, bro, what the fuck? And I'm passionate about this because, dude, I spent my whole life fucking off with these things. You know when I finally got this dialed in? Like 6 months ago. I've been tracking in my reflection since April 4th was the first day I started doing my reflection. And it wasn't even that granular back then. I was just kind of journaling my mindset. The further I've gone into the 6 months of doing this in a row and coaching other men around these items, these concepts, I'm realizing nobody's tracking this shit. Nobody's weighing themselves every morning. No one's take a morning accountability photo in the mirror for yourself. Okay, that's documenting your life. You wake up, you weigh yourself, you take a photo in the mirror. Don't run from that shit, bro. No one's gonna see the photo for right now. If you're not actually proud about it, it's for you, dude. Okay, it's for you. Pull out the camera, take a photo of yourself. I do it every morning. Like the moment I wake up, I turn the light on, I take a photo in the mirror. I don't post that anywhere. That is for me to assess where I'm at. Because if you ever really fell off from something, it wasn't just one day you fell off. It was one day you had a bad day. You didn't acknowledge shit. Then you had another bad day. You didn't acknowledge shit. You just thought about it. Then you had another bad day and you just thought about it. And when there's no one to report to, not even yourself, after 3 days, 5 days, you just developed a new bad habit and now you're out of your flow, and then say goodbye because everything just went down the fucking gutter, my G. Everything just went down the gutter. You need to have that accountability for yourself. Obviously, the more and more public it becomes, there's even higher levels of accountability. I'm just talking about right now, if you're not confident enough to post anything online, when you're not confident to vlog or do any of that shit, baseline level, write down your reflection every morning, your weight, your calories from the day before, your actions, your wins, and the regrets, and what we're gonna do differently today. This will take 5 to 10 minutes a day, but it's absolutely life-changing. You wanna take it a step further? Pull out the phone in the morning, take a video, take a picture in the mirror. Just take a picture of your body in the mirror. I don't care if you got your dream physique, I don't care if you're fat as fucking a tub of lard. Take a picture and face that reality right now, bro. We're running away from these things in our lives. I was the biggest escapist, biggest avoidant of them all, man. Dad died at 12. I avoided the next decade in video games. In my 20s, first girlfriend broke up with me. I avoided everything, just addicted to weed, morning, night. No accountability, no tracking, nothing. One thing I had going for me was if I was passionate about something, I would dive into it and go all in on that thing. That's the one thing I had going for me. And thank God I actually did that because I was able to crawl out of the shithole that I was in. But dude, it wasn't until really this year that I removed all the vices and started doing this tracking that it's opening my eyes to these concepts. And the more and more dudes that I talk to in my program, every guy that comes in, I jump on a 30-minute one-on-one onboarding call with them. So I break down what they've been doing wrong, where they've been struggling, and what their goals are. And this is just a recurring theme, is that nobody is tracking anything. There's zero accountability, there's no tracking, there's no documentation. And then you just wake up, you go into your dirt mode, you live in your day, and then you hang out with other dudes that aren't tracking shit. And you guys just shoot the shit, doing drugs and vices in low frequency, and you don't really have goals. You know what's funny is the only place dudes really track things is at the gym. That's it. And most of you guys don't even really do that. You just kind of go in and do your workout half-assed. But the dudes that are kind of serious with the gym, they'll at least track their workouts because they want to get jacked, but they don't track anything else in their lives. So that's number one, man, reflection. You want to take it one step higher? Morning photo, every morning. That will prevent you from ever really falling off, or if you're really bad right now, that will hit home. When you go to eat your breakfast, that will sink in. Maybe not the first day, but keep doing it. Stay consistent with that thing. It will teach you over time. It will embed in your brain over time that you're not really happy with your physique and that you need to make the right decisions with the food and everything. All right, so all of these are going to be different levers of accountability that will help influence you throughout your day-to-day. Zero accountability, zero levers. We have no one to report to. Everything just goes to shit by default. All right, next thing, you want to take it one step further? Pull out the camera and record yourself on camera talking. That will go one step further, because now we're going to see the way you look, but more importantly, the way you communicate. And if you could look at yourself communicating on camera every single day, you're going to start to pay attention to the way you talk more. Most of you dudes don't even realize how you talk. You don't realize that you talk like fucking a loser, bro. If you look like a loser and talk like a loser, what do you think that makes you? And I was the loser. I'm looking at my old loser self right now and saying, dude, why didn't you do this shit earlier, man? That's why I'm so passionate about this, guys. I'm 34. Do not wait on this. You can act on this right now. Everything I'm telling you right now, you can do at home alone in the first 10 minutes of your day. This is not hard shit. I'm talking about wake up 10 minutes earlier and just do this. Your whole life will change, bro. All right, so talk on camera. You want to take it one step further? You do a 10-minute communication drill where you're trying to talk about different topics. Pick a topic, talk about it for a little bit so you can develop the skill set of being able to talk about one specific topic for an extended period of time, which is a great skill set to be able to do. Most people can't do that thing. And then also you want to practice switching topic, almost illogically. Most dudes are so in their head, they think so linear in the conversation. Practice talking about topics, practice switching topic, and assess your communication. Assess the way that you look and talk on camera. And you can slowly, day by day, because dude, time's gonna fly by. Before you know it, 3 months will go by, a year will go by. Your communication could be completely different. Your look can be completely different. And if you look different and you communicate differently, you will feel so much more confident, bro. So, and that's not even including all the other different elements and tools that I teach on my channel as well, guys. Like if you want to deck out your mindset, raise your frequency, your aesthetic, your social skills, charisma, women, dating, business, branding, all of these different things, bro, like subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping bombs every single day on here, straight up. But talk on camera, dude. Talk on camera consistently. You need to do that. You got to get comfortable with that too. The next reason that this is so powerful too is you're gonna get used to putting yourself out there more. Dudes will go their entire day without talking for 10 minutes straight. That is a powerful skill set. It's a very powerful skill set. Most men can live their entire lives damn near not having to give a 10-minute conversation straight. Like anytime that they're talking for long periods of time, they're most likely talking to somebody else, and there will be some interactive back and forth. So no one really builds the skill set of being able to talk for 10 minutes straight unless they're deliberately practicing it. You can do this at home. You could do this at home. This is a surprising statistic that you guys might not understand, but 98% of my communication, understand this, 98 to 99% of my communication, I'm home alone talking out loud. I'm home alone talking into a device. There is nobody around me. Majority of the time, I'm on calls talking to clients on my phone. I'm on a laptop running a 2-hour Q&A inside of my coaching programs. It's either 30-minute one-on-one onboarding calls or 2+ hour live coaching calls that I do every single day. That's the majority of my work. It's that and then filming content. That's the majority of my day, bro. What does that mean? That means I've built up my communication, my vibe, my charisma, my social confidence, my conversation skills, switching topic, the way that I present myself. It's all done alone at home. You don't need to be going out doing cold approach nonstop all day. Majority of my skill set is built up by myself at home. That's good news for a lot of you introverts who think that you need to just go out and do cold approach. That will help too, but a lot of this can be done just documenting your life, bro. Think about that. Think about that, because so many of you dudes make this excuse. I live in a small town. God, there's no women around me. Well, I'd have to drive an hour. Shut the fuck up, dude. Pull out your camera right now. You're on your phone. Just pull out your camera. Get to it, bro. Let's go. You could do this right now, today. Pull out your notebook. Start writing on a piece of paper in the mornings, doing the reflection. Pull out your phone. Take a picture of yourself in the morning. Pull out your video and start talking on camera. Those things everybody can do right now, and you don't even need to post any of it. And those things will help you so much, man. More than the other elements will. Commit to doing this every day. It'll change your life. You want to take it one step further? Now we start to post it more publicly. Meaning, if you once a week actually make a commitment to posting a picture of yourself, either on your story or on your Instagram, that's accountability. Like, I have to post every single day regardless of how I'm feeling, regardless of how I look. Even if I'm chubby that day, even if I overate the previous day, I still have to make the post. That teaches me more discipline when it comes to the food, because I know I got these safeguards in place. All of this is accountability. And then when I go back and I look at the previous week or the previous month in my reflection, I can also see the wins that I had. All of this is not just safeguards to help you from falling off, but also you're going to get caught up in the day-to-day grind if you're actually starting to stay consistent with it, and you may lose track of the fact of how much progress you've been making. A lot of dudes won't even see the progress, and that's because they don't document shit. Their brain is so focused on the negative that even when you're winning, you're still thinking about the new mistakes and the fact that you haven't hit the big goal. You think you're gonna hit your big goals in one day or 1 week or even 1 month? No fucking chance, dude. The only way to stay committed, the only way to stay consistent, because inevitably in that process, you're gonna have low moments. You're gonna have moments where you have low self-talk. You're gonna have moments where it doesn't feel like you're growing really. And it's in those moments where you need to look back on your documentation, your reflection, your videos, your before pictures, your weight from the month ago in your reflection, your thought process that you wrote down in your journal a month ago about how you couldn't even approach, or you were in your head about making the content. Like, you need to go back 2, 4, 8 weeks and review the reflection and the videos to see the process, to see the day-by-day wins, dude. You got to acknowledge them in the journal, but also, like, this just happened to me. I was getting caught up in the day-to-day grind. I've been doing the same routine, going at it, right? And so there are days, especially if I'm on a little bit less sleep or if I'm in a calorie deficit, where self-talk isn't that great, especially in the morning, right? And what I need to do in those moments is go back and look at my reflection. Go back and see where I was at a month ago. Go back and see where I was at 3 months ago. Those are reminders, dude. Reminders. I'm like, damn, bro. I was getting so caught up in the day-to-day. I didn't even realize 1 month ago I was back there, dude. I was all the way back there a month ago. But if you don't document anything and then weeks go by and then you're just in a low point, your brain will try to talk you out of this whole thing about, yeah, I suck. I'm never going to get good at this. I'm not doing this. It's going to take way too long. I'm not doing shit with this. That's not true. The documentation is evidence for yourself. The documentation shows you to acknowledge more wins, for you to see the progress that you need. You need to consistently give your brain the evidence it needs to show you that this is possible. I am moving forward. A month ago, I was shit at this thing. A month ago, I was fatter. A month ago, my communication wasn't as good. A month ago, I was in my head about posting the content. A month ago, I was only getting this many views. A month ago, I was only talking to this many women, or I was this insecure. Whatever the thing is, you need to show yourself that evidence that you can now keep going. Without any wins, any accountability, you're doomed, bro. So whether it's writing out reflections, whether it's taking photos, whether it's taking videos, whether it's reviewing the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly goals, or if you want to take it to a further level, it's actually posting this stuff publicly for higher levels of accountability. Some of you dudes aren't ready to post it on YouTube or anything like that. The additional level would be an accountability partner. right? The moment you come into my program, I'm connecting you with other dudes in your area. You need to have accountability partners or surround yourself with like-minded dudes in a community that you could also post this into. Every dude who comes into my group, there's a daily reflection you do. There's a weekly accountability post that you post into the community talking about how your week was. And then you should come onto the live call at least once a week. At least once a week to talk out loud. So I give you guys the platform to talk out loud about your goals, your wins, your regrets. And then I coach you simultaneously, right? All of those things are additional layers of accountability and leverage. And when you see other men doing it too, it's inspirational. It's motivation to keep going. If you have a one-on-one accountability partner, if you can't like join the program, then you have a friend that you can reach out to that you can also check in with on a daily or weekly basis, man. That's an additional layer of accountability. All right, so all of these things is documentation. The more you can document your life, the more comfortable you're gonna get with putting yourself out there, the more accountability you have to prevent yourself from falling off after 1, 2, 3 days, the more confident you're gonna become, because over time you'll start to see the mistakes and where you're messing up with your communication, your weight loss. You'll see the regrets that you wrote down. You'll be setting goals that you could track and stick to, and it stacks up, man. Stacks up. I say this all the time on my Instagram. 1% wins daily stack up to a massive transformation. Massive transformation, bro. There was never one day where I had massive wins. I just never gave up. 6 years later, this is where we're at, bro. Went from my mom's basement to the Miami penthouse, brother. This is the second floor of the penthouse. I'm in the bedroom today. I got my video editor downstairs. But that's what it is, dude. And I'm not even trying to sell you guys a dream. This has nothing to do with the apartment. It has nothing to do with any of that shit. You can start making a change today from home. All right? If you guys want to fast track that process, if you do want to work with me directly, the moment you join the program, the link's down below. The moment you join the program, 30-minute one-on-one onboarding call directly with me. I will go through your blueprint. We will craft out a structure specifically for you and your goals. I will help with that accountability and that structure. I'll give you some coaching on that call. Ask me whatever questions you want. Then there's daily live calls, 2 live calls every day, where you can participate, speak up, get coaching, get accountability, connect with other dudes. The community's popping. There's like 700 plus dudes in this community right now. I'll connect you with other like-minded dudes that you could also report to. Then you have access to all the content teaching you these concepts more in depth, step by step, bro. That's what you need to hit the next level. And you could try out the whole program 1 month risk-free. All right, if you want to get in right now, click the button below. That's all for this video. Start doing the reflection, start pulling out the camera, start holding yourself accountable, start documenting your life, man. It's really powerful when you can look back on this shit day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year to see the progress. It makes you proud, dude. I'm proud. I'm proud looking back to see where I was at a year ago, see where I was at 5 years ago. Massive transformation, and we're only getting started, man. Let's go. See you guys tomorrow. Every day I'll be on this thing. Peace out.